was a time when I wanted to quit rapping. It wasn't a long time ago. It was this year. I was waiting for this album to come out because a lot was pending on it. I deal with my life through my music, and I didn't realize how much I use it as a coping mechanism until you take it away. I'm dealing with being in debt as a newlywed, having to deal with not being able to be a full provider the way I wanted to be as a husband. Started weighing on me. I know I could do much better than this. My wife shouldn't have to shoulder the load of all this stuff. You're depressed that you're not where you want to be in your career. And then here comes those personal problems that hit you. The thing that hit me the hardest was my uncle had passed, and me and Uncle Willie used to go at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he wasn't close with all my other cousins. We a big family too. And we used to sit down and talk. We'd be sitting in the room, and it's crazy because it's the same room I sleep in. I couldn't sleep in that room for like a good 2 months. Like, my wife would be sleeping in the room by herself, and I just said, I can't do it. Eventually, I had to learn how to, because it was like, I would always look at it like, yo, that's where we would sit at. That's where we were talking at. That's where he was giving me all this insight in life at. He called me right before it actually happened. And sometimes it's amazing. God give you these moments of peace. Like, I've always got these last moments of peace with people. Like, right before anybody is gone, I always get like one last conversation with him, like, thank God. But he called me and he asked me about music. And he said, so you about to be writing for some people I know? And I said, I don't know if I'm writing for anybody you know yet. I write for some people, but I don't really write for anybody you know yet. And he's like, no, you're gonna be writing for some people I know. And he's like, so when you gonna come down and see me? And I was like, well, they told me that you in the hospital right now, and I wanted to come down this weekend, but they told me come down next time. And I was like, he's like, all right, we'll come down and see me. I was so grateful that I got that moment. He didn't connect with a lot of my cousins. Me and him were like this. He would call me up to come pick him up from the train station. So when he left, I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I failed. He was supposed to see you succeed. When that didn't happen, and you don't have music or any accomplishment to kind of go back to, that's when you was like, I was feeling terrible. I would be sitting on the floor, my wife would walk in, just seeing me laid out, just like not doing anything. I was drinking far more than what I used to, going through it. And then she was just be like, she couldn't even help me through. I didn't even know what to do. I was just like at my lowest. At that point, I learned to not depend on my own strength. It's like, as human beings, we're not that strong. I had to learn to depend on God. I started praying more. Started actually trusting him in his path for me. Even finding solace in the fact that I wasn't able to achieve the things that I wanted my uncle to see. I'm saying, like, it doesn't make you less of a person. Don't make you less of an artist. Don't make you less than, talented or anything. You're okay. You just gotta keep pushing. At that moment, just say like, just live your life and make sure that he's proud of the person that you are. Slowly but surely, you get stronger every day. It may not work out at that moment. Sometimes you gotta endure. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do is endure. If you're going through something, my friend told me this too. He said, if you're going through hell, keep going till you get out. Don't stay there. So it makes those goodbyes even worse, but none of us are supposed to be here forever.
They wrote me a note first and said, man, I want to propose to my girl doing this song that you performed a light.
But when like my bunk was 2 bunks down from Yams and at the top, he was at the bottom. Next thing you know, you just hear, and he like, what the fuck? Oh, I'm complete, I'm tight right now.
The strip club culture of Detroit, period, and the slum village influenced a lot of records.
Follow your first man sometime. Don't force the turn up sometimes. Because the turn up could probably possibly be your last turn up in certain cities like Chicago.